Good morning, everyone. This is Elinor on this rainy, dreary, but very refreshing, beautiful morning in North Jersey with another action step, a seemingly unrelated action step you can take right now in order to become an improved human and business in 2017. And today's topic is something that trips me up all the time. This muscle that I started exercising a little bit ago, I mean, I've always been this way, but I started really paying attention to it, is questioning the default. Because the only rules that are in place are the rules that are meant to serve you. And when you start questioning default things and rules are in place, you start saying that people put these systems and rules in place because maybe it fit a certain situation, but it doesn't have to apply to your situation. There's a million and one ways to solve problems and overcome challenges rather than ascribe to a default rule that somebody put in place. So as an example, something that probably everyone can apply to their lives. I have a good friend who wants to look for a job. And she's a designer. She's a very talented designer, and she's just, not moving forward because she's like, oh, I have to put my portfolio together. Nobody's going to look at my work when I send resumes unless I have a portfolio of my previous work and a website. Well, is that necessarily true? I think that most of the good jobs that people get these days are because they know someone who knows someone and they kind of hook them up and, put them in front of the interviewer and allow them to step in the door to a specific company, And also, maybe the momentum for this job search doesn't have to start with website with such a big commitment portfolio. Maybe just by simply making a list of 10 people in the industry that she would like to speak with, or and discuss any job opportunities they're opening or the culture in the company to see if it's a good fit for her. Maybe that would be a good way to start the momentum of this job search, and in the meantime put together a portfolio. But to sit there and suffer in your current job position and not move forward because you think you have to put together a portfolio and a website is silly. And one of the comments when I presented this seemingly unrelated solution to the job search problem, it was like, no, you don't know my industry. That's the way it is in my industry. When I used to receive resumes from people without a link to their portfolio, I would just pass over it. Okay, but don't just send random resumes over. Talk to people, have people that put your resume in front of the right people, and maybe you could do it that way and they won't necessarily jump right into looking at your portfolio. That's one. Another place where you can question the default, something I'm very passionate and annoyed about, is am I walking the right way? My daughter started public school, and she does not have enough time to eat. She comes home famished. Her lips are so dry. She doesn't have enough time to drink water. And this really bothered me, and I just assumed that the lunch periods are mandated or governed by the Board of Education, but it turns out they're not. I spoke to the Sorry, I got disconnected. I spoke to the principal, and it turns out that the principal can decide how much time kids can have lunch. And it turns out that she, and I asked her, I was like, why do they only have 20 minutes net to eat lunch? And she said, it's plenty of time. I'm like, it's plenty of time for who? Some kids are slower, but isn't it important? I think it's important for them to sit down and understand how that nourishing themselves and caring for themselves with food is a ritual that's very important, part of their daily practice, and they should sit and eat and talk to their friends and enjoy the lunch period instead of rushing through it. And this is not something that the principal apparently believes, and I really believe that. And so I asked her, I was like, why can't I started questioning her, why can't they learn reading 15 minutes less per day and eat more, or less math? I mean, they're in kindergarten. Shouldn't they be exercising their imagination more? And they're it's a lot on them. The public school systems are very harsh with very young children from early age, and that's just something I started questioning. So that's not something I could solve in the immediate time frame, but I definitely wrote down a list of solutions on how to solve that. One is bothering the principal some more, because it's up to her to change it. 2 is getting other moms to talk about it. 3 is possibly sending my daughter to another school or whatever. But I just started questioning the default. Like the default, if there's something that comes into your head that says, oh, I can't do that because it's this way, you should really stop for a second and think, is it really this way? Is it really this way? And this will help your mind come up with very creative solutions. So anytime you come up against a challenge like that, take a pen and paper and write down 5 to 10 creative solutions, like just any random solutions, ideal solutions you could use to solve this problem that's not already in place. And I bet you that will start, you'll start exercising the creative side of your mind, and you'll be a little more just say creative and nonconformist in solving your problems. Challenge the status quo. That's my thing for today. If you have any questions, please pop them in the comments. If you think this can help someone, please share it. And otherwise, I will speak to you tomorrow with another seemingly unrelated action step you can take right now to become a better human and business in 2017. Have a great dry day. Bye-bye.